All right, DOL for the 10th paragraph. We have flying mammals. Well, this is an interesting article about bats. We start with, bats are the only animals that can truly fly. The first mistake in the first sentence is that if you look at the caption, it says only flying animals. It should be the only flying mammals. It should be mammals. Then for the second sentence, it says flying squirrels and flying lemurs actually glide. The second sentence has a problem right after squirrels. It does not need a comma because you only have 2 items in a list, so you do not need a comma before the and. We only need a comma conjunction when we're joining more than 3 or more items in a list, or sentences or verbs or things like that, but you don't necessarily need a comma before every conjunction. In the third sentence, bats' wings are formed by a membrane that stretches between the bones of their feet. If you look at the beginning there, it says bats' wings. Because that's plural possessive, we need an apostrophe after the S. And then as you move down through that sentence, it says between the bones of their feet. Actually, bats have hands, so we should change that. That's based on the caption, bones of their hands, so we need to change that. In the fourth sentence, the structure of the bird's wings are different. If you look at the subject-verb agreement, we have the structure. It should be the structure is different. They throw you off with talking about the bird's wings. So those are both plural, so it makes it sound like R is going to work there. But actually, if you look at the subject, it's structure, which is singular. So we have the structure is different. In the next sentence, a bird's wings are formed from the arm bones. We should move the apostrophe to before the S because we're talking about it being singular. So it's singular possessive. So we have a bird's wings are formed. Moving on, it says, bats are nocturnal, yet most have poor eyesight. In this sentence, the word yet is used as a conjunction. So bats are nocturnal would be a complete sentence. So if you want to continue on, you need to add a comma before yet and after nocturnal so that those 2 sentences can be joined together. Next sentence. This bats with poor eyesight use echolocation to guide their flights. It should be these bats because we're talking about being plural. These bats with poor eyesight. Moving along. They make supersonic sounds with their throats or in their throats. They needs to be capitalized, first word of a sentence. Next sentence. They use echoes from these sounds to guide itself and find food. Well, we're talking about more than one, so itself is not going to work. You would want to use themselves. So you want to make sure the pronoun is referring back to the antecedent them, themselves. Okay, so you're talking about they and themselves, both being plural. In the last sentence, most echolocating birds actually catch small insects while flying in the air. So it should be echolocating bats. If you're looking at the caption, that's a caption mistake because it should be bats instead of birds. Okay, so that makes 11 changes. And I didn't think those were terribly difficult except for maybe the possessives, using those apostrophes. Other than that, it's good to go.